70th anniversary of this film. Wow. Yep. I found another anniversary watch. I'm John Starr from MacMovieGuy.com, and this is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was released in 1954. 70 years ago. Wow. Anyway, I had my Owen Wilson moment there. Wow. This movie does have audio description on Disney Plus because Disney Plus has been actually doing a pretty solid job of trying to do their back catalog. Although I'm not a huge fan of this. I'll talk about that. Uh it's actually my first time watching this film. For my blind fans out there, I do have a black baseball cap on backwards, black sunglasses, and I'm actually wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt on right now. I don't know. I figure like for a Disney movie, I should do like oh, look at my Mickey Mouse shirt, guys. Look at what I did here for this. Anyway, it helps to have a lot of pop culture shirts. Sometimes they don't make any sense or line up with any of it, but every once in a while they do. So this movie stars James Mason, Kirk Douglas, Peter Lorre, just kind of, like a triple threat of top talent from back in the day. It's an Academy Award-winning film for, obviously, in 1954, these were considered to be top-of-the-line visual effects. Today, I'm sure people would look at it and giggle. I couldn't see the visual effects, and I've actually never seen the film. What I am familiar with is the ride. I am old enough to remember when the ride was still at Disney World. It wasn't there forever. It actually was broken down a lot. I actually, as I got older, and then when I moved to Orlando, I was able to go to Disney more and do more things, especially when I worked for Disney. But as a little kid, I felt like every time I was there, the ride was broken. Like, they were like, 20,000 Leagues is closed. But like, conceptually, I understand. It's just, you get in a boat and it looks like you're underwater, and oh no, you're attacked by the Nautilus. It's based on the Jules Verne book, which was actually called 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas. Fun fact. We commonly refer to it now as just 20,000 the Leagues Under the Sea. That's what happens when you get brand recognition after so long. People stop using the S and remembering it was there. So this features a crew that is sent into the ocean to see, what's going on with these missing boats. And then they themselves get pulled in by what it looks like to be a monster. It's a sea creature. Oh my God. Or is it actually just the Nautilus, a very advanced ship run by Captain Nemo, played by James Mason. And he is sort of a little bit of an egotistical psychopath who runs his own ship and sees no future for the above in humanity. He has like a sidekick that's a seal. And everything they eat is like underwater versions of stuff. And he's like, yes, enjoy. That was made from sperm whale. It's just like, for some reason, Kirk Douglas sings with a ukulele in this. Listen, Disney be weird. I don't know what to say about that. It's like he can't, it's like Disney is like, this feels like we're doing too serious here. People are used to our brand being, a certain thing. I feel like somebody's got to sing in this movie. Kirk Douglas, here you go. Here's a ukulele. This makes no sense for my character, sir. I don't care. No one cares. Just sing. Have fun. Sing to the seal. It'll be fun. It's sea lion, whatever. Yeah, absolutely weird shit here. I want to like totally embrace the classic nature of this and not be like, it's old, so it's not good, because that's not true. Because old things can be good. I think this is one of those things where the book is so fantastical in its actual nature, like the story that it's talking about, that it's really hard to adapt it fully, perfectly, in all of its wonder. Um, like I should say I don't like the Guy Pearce version of Time Machine. I've read H.G. Wells's book, and that does not feel represented in that. So, um, yeah, it's some of these things are hard to translate, and we end up getting sort of like weird adaptations. It's like if a version that you know of Victor Hugo's Hunchback of Notre Dame is Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, read the book. Um, so I actually haven't read Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but I just have a feeling that there's more to this. Like, it's hard to condense into this runtime. And it does feel like we're moving from action set piece to action set piece. There are sort of like these weird, it has this like weird version of like island people who are all cannibals. And it's just like, in a Disney movie? Like, I didn't expect that. I was like, hey, we're doing cannibalism in a Disney movie in the 50s. Okay. Also, I feel like that's kind of like, like island people are cannibals. I feel like that's a little bit of what do I want to call it? Racist? I'm gonna go with racist. I'm just gonna call it that. I feel like even though everybody in this film is white for some reason, which it's my understanding from doing like just a modicum of research here, that Ahab is supposed to be, he's described in the book as being from Indian descent, and well, he's James Mason, so he's not. They're just were like, no, no, it's the 50s. We don't even, is there an Indian actor in Hollywood? We don't know. No, we don't have one. Sorry, James Mason, it's you. At least they didn't brownface him. So yeah, complicated. Things are complicated, and with anytime you look back at history at all, you're gonna get complicated feelings and emotions. Was it entertaining? Somewhat. It was somewhat entertaining. I wasn't completely bored. Um, I think what's funny here is that the black hole, which is essentially a knockoff of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, is uh, sort of less interesting than this. I was more bored by that, because at the same time that Black see 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea came out in 1954, and at the time in 1954, the kinds of movies we were making, this kind of feels like, oh yeah, this is an achievement. Meanwhile, Black Hole came out like virtually the same time as Star Wars, and you're like, wait a minute, wait a minute. We had already passed 2001. We had done. So when Black Hole comes out, you're like, wait, hold on. This feels like, nope. No, this doesn't feel good. It feels older than it should be. 20,000 Leagues feels sort of like appropriately old. Like, it feels like a 1954 film. I'm sure it looks like a 1954 film, and there's nothing wrong with that. So for its time period, I think it did exactly what it's supposed to do. Currently, nowadays, I don't know that I want to crash course and just keep watching 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea over and over and over again. But for anybody who's like, I really want to get into Disney, yeah, do it. By all means, check it out. I think this is a cool movie. There's some cool stuff here, and fucking James Mason is just on these lines. He's got some like very like Shakespearean monologues here about like, man is living above the ocean has, and I'm just like, it's a Disney movie, man. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going for my Oscar. You're in 20,000 Leagues. I'm going for the Oscar. You could just feel it. And then he was probably really sad when he didn't get it. He's like, they didn't pick me, but I was really good. Yes, you were. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Um, so yeah, I would say if you want to check it out, check it out. I mean, there's so many people around today that are like, Disney's not as good as it used to be. Oh my God, they're just, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know. It's just, Disney is so woke now. So, like, you people should be all over this. This is like 1954. And if you didn't like Disney in 1954, I don't know what the fuck your problem is. I don't know what you're doing on YouTube. I don't know what your whole conversation about, like, as good as Disney used to be. Like, what time period? Where was the cutoff for you? Like, where? Um, so yeah, you should be ecstatic about films like this. You should be like, this is exactly what we need. We need less of the woke stuff and more of white people under the ocean. This is perfect. Ukulele singing to sea lions, my favorite thing in the world. Um, it's a little goofy. It's a little bit funny. Audio description wise, kind of sounded like this was like the first audio description ever recorded for Disney film. I'm trying not to be mean because I think perhaps it's fine, but it does really sound like early audio description also. And it's very good. It's like very quiet. Like I felt like it was like, it's like, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt the film, but I'd really like to. Like it came, I don't know, for me, it came in kind of quiet. And I don't know why that was. You know, it felt like to me, I was like, it could be a little bit, it could be mixed a little bit louder. We could be. Um, but if it felt like it was being narrated by somebody who didn't want to impose. It's a female voice I think I've heard before, but I couldn't really tell because it was so Captain Nemo and the ship and the Nautilus, and I was like, why are we talking so quietly? It felt very quiet to me. I think perhaps the written audio description is fine. I would maybe just kick it up a notch and be like, you know what? We're here for audio description. So maybe it's because, and here's the thing I thought about this. I was like, okay, so film restoration is a thing. And if you don't do it right and the sound quality and everything, first of all, movies sound old. So 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, instantaneously, play it for a child. Play it for a kid that watches TikTok all day long and they're going to be like, oh my God, what is that? You know, I mean, it sounds old. I don't know that you can immediately place the time period, but it does sound like the sound has been degrading. So I guess maybe they didn't want to step on it. That's what I'm going with. I'm trying to be like, because normally I don't have many problems with Disney films, but I would have just maybe inched it up a little bit in the mix. That would have been my thing. It is kind of an action film too. I mean, it's mostly science fiction, but it has some action sequences. So I would have just cooked it up a little bit there. But anyway, I saw 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 70th anniversary. I'm happy I saw it. I checked it off my list. I'd never done. I never saw it before. Now I've seen it. It has audio description. So everything's like, I feel like everything is win. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Money on my mind. I'm gonna give 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea a B+. I feel like I can't go A here. It's just goofy. Like I'm trying not to. I am curving it because I'm trying not to take away points because it's old. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that thing where it's like, it's old and it feels old, and therefore it's not good. Yeah, it's old and it feels old, and these actors are beasts. I mean, to get to watch a film with James Mason, Peter Lorre, and Kirk Douglas is just like, what is happening? This is a great cast. But there is some stuff here. It's like, why is Kirk Douglas singing in this movie? There's no reason for that in this film. It's like, it's almost like it worked here. So then they were like, we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, remember when Kirk Douglas was Goofy in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Why don't we get Johnny Depp to do that in Pirates of the Caribbean? And they were like, oh, it works. And it's like, it worked in that. It doesn't, I don't know that it works so much here. I think the ukulele singing is like a little bit bridge too far. And he like sings to the sea lion and he's like, yeah, you gotta trim those whiskers. You're looking a little bit like Captain Nemo. So, it's an animal, man. It's anyway, so that's my grade. I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna give it a B plus, and just kind of walk away from it. So probably a magnificent achievement for its time in terms of visual effects. I should say that. For 1954, I'm sure this movie looks like a banger, but that's it. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the other side.